Village again. My name is Sarah Hamilton and I hope you've all had a fabulous time since I've seen you last. That was another wee tune, a bit more modern than the other one. So maybe you have heard of this very, very famous Irish band. I'll leave it at that. So this week I'm going to talk a bit about our guided vacations. So we do 17 different itineraries. They all vary in length of pace and length of place we go to. So you can do south of Ireland only, you can do north and south of Ireland, you can do Scotland only, you can do north and south and Scotland of Ireland. So, you know, there really is something for everyone. They can do something that's really fast paced, 10 days, or they could do something more leisurely than that as well. All dependent on what your client is looking for. On all our guided vacations, we have a travel director and a driver. So you're getting that expert knowledge and that we're taking you personally, right? So these guys have such pride and passion for our country. They're all trained by the tourism board. They're fantastic. And because we do have both, there's someone always there to answer your clients' questions, to help them. They really are fantastic. And they're in these amazing luxury coaches. No more than 3 years old. They all got these beautiful seats, and they're spacious, and there's Wi-Fi. I actually personally did Brendan Vacations Guided on in November, and it was just so amazing. I learned so much. I was reminiscing on all the stories that I've learned growing up in Ireland, and because they tell you everywhere you go, tell you the history, tell you the stories, and the travel directors are really, really something else and made it so special. And they took care of everything. I just sit back, relaxed. My luggage was in my room and their check-in was all ready to go. So, and then to take our luggage out, we just had to leave it outside the door, and they took it for us. It was absolutely amazing. And also, I had that free time, which your clients will have that free time to do everything they want to do themselves. So, we do pack all the essentials in. We don't pack every single thing in as well. We feel it's very important that when you're on vacation, you have that own free time to do your own wee thing, and personally how it makes it personal to you and what you would like to do. So I love that. Like, we may have been up seeing the sightseeing but we had some evenings that were for ourselves. So it was fantastic. When you're traveling with Brendan, on our guidance, we're going to make sure you're going to learn all about the icons. Like, for example, this is the Giant's Causeway. And it is incredible. It's absolutely beautiful, as you can tell, right? It's in the north of Ireland. And, there's two reasons why they say this was formed. I'm going to tell you both. So one, they say volcanic activity. This is scientists say this, right? They say it's called volcanic activity. That's why this beautiful, unique shape. And then the second way is the truth. And the giants created it. So this is part of our Irish folklore. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the story. So, there was a giant up in Northern Ireland called Finn McCool. And he had a rival over in Scotland called Benandonnan. And they were going to fight. Right? They're rivals, they're enemies, they're going to fight. So a causeway was built from Northern Ireland over to Scotland. So Finn McCool was all set to go fight his rival Benandonnan, the Scottish giant. Finn McCool set about his way, took one look at Benandonnan and said, "Oh my goodness, he is absolutely massive. There is no way that I can fight him. He's too big." So Finn McCool went home to his wife Una and said, "Una, there's not a hope I can fight the Scottish giant. He's massive and I'm terrified. I don't know what I'm going to do." So the Irish giant's wife Una said, "I have got an idea. I'm going to dress you up as a baby and put you in the bed." Finn McCool was like, "Okay, don't know how that's going to work, but sure, we'll do it. We'll do it anyway." So dressed up as a baby and put him in the bed. So next thing, Scottish giant Benandonnan came knocking at the door and said, "I'm here for Finn McCool." Una answered, said, "Sorry, there's no Finn McCool here. All I have is my sleeping baby." So Finn McCool is dressed as a baby in the bed, right? So Benandonnan takes a peek around the door, looks at the baby, and said, "If that's the size of the baby, I don't want to see the size of his father," and ran the whole way back over to Scotland, creating this formation, chipping away at the causeway as he did. So that's how it was formed. It was created by giants. Now, the reason why I love telling this Irish folklore story is because behind every man, there's a strong and smart woman. So we have so much of this history in Ireland and in Scotland. And so when their clients are traveling with us, we want to make sure they don't miss out on all this. You know, it's been passed down for generations, and it's the stories we tell, and I will continue to tell to my family for future generations, you know. So we want to make sure your clients don't miss out on all the icons and all the stories we have. We want them to leave their guidebooks at home. We will take care of everything. So, for example, like they're going to come to Dublin, right? They're going to come to Dublin and they're going to see one of our amazing national treasures, which is the Book of Kells, which is hosted here in Trinity College. You can see it's beautiful. This library is stunning. You know, and they're there and they're going to learn all about this beautiful manuscript, which was like created by monks and it's inspired jewelers and artists for many, many years. So, you know, when they come with us on a guided vacation, we're going to bring them deeper into that culture and learn all that and experience all that and make sure they're not going to miss a single wee thing when they travel with us. And as I said previously, you know, Ireland's over 5,000 years old. Can you imagine the accommodations that we have? We have like castles that are 800 years old. We have manors. We have these beautiful, authentic accommodations that all have stories to tell. So, you know, your clients can stay in these places and bring back their own story. And my favorite thing about Brendan Vacations is that we connect you to the locals. And this is amazing because I feel like Brendan really showcases what it's like to be in my family and come into my home. So, like, for example, these Be My Guest experiences, this is the Leonard family over in Scotland. The son and the father, and the son will greet your clients coming off the coach, and they'll be playing the bagpipes, and then they'll go into the farmhouse and they'll learn all about the farm. They'll have a bit of a drink, they'll have a bit of a song, a bit of a dance, a bit of food, you know, really to see what it's like, when they're traveling to Ireland and Scotland, what's like a local's point of view, and like what's my home is like. I have 30 first cousins. This is my house every Saturday. There's always a party. We're like the Von Trapp family, always singing, always dancing. There's always fun to be had. So I love that Brendan does this. You really get that experience and go home and you can tell people about it and really feel like you really connected with the locals. And family fun, right? You're going to be traveling with people who you're going to make the most amazing memories with. From 5 to 95, there really is something for everyone. We are powered by Treadright. We feel it's very important that we give back in absolutely every single thing that we do. For example, you know, we've introduced eDocs, which is where you know, you can send the clients eDocs, documents of their trip. So every time that the client chooses to do that, we plant a tree, like for example in Northern California. So we are all about sustainability and you know, for future generations, and anywhere we go and visit, we also want to give back as well. So I'm not going to go through all the itineraries that we have, and they're in our brochure and on our website, but I'll just talk about some of our most popular ones. For example, this is the Castles and Manors one, and this is beautiful. You see all the icons, right? You're going to go down to Killarney, you're going to do the Ring of Kerry, you're going to do the Cliffs of Moher, you're going to do Galway, Connemara, Westport, all these amazing experiences. But also you stay in these authentic accommodations that all have stories to tell. For example, Kilronan Castle, you're going to stay where a king used to stay. Like, how cool is that? And they're beautiful castles. And then also the Great Southern in Killarney, where Charlie Chaplin used to stay. And Jackie Kennedy used to stay there. She actually has a suite still named after her. And it's beautiful accommodations. They've got big high ceilings. Oh, it's absolutely stunning. I stayed there recently and it's beautiful. So, you know, you get to experience all these unique accommodations with stories to tell, but also delving into that culture, meeting the locals, and having a really first-hand amazing experience in Ireland and Scotland. So this is one where they can combine Ireland, North and South, and Scotland. So this is a little bit more fast-paced because, you know, it's 2 weeks and you're hitting the whole of the island of Ireland and then over to Scotland. So, you know, a couple of days in Belfast, down to Waterford, going down the Ring of Kerry. You're going to kiss that Blarney Stone down in Kerry, up to London there, up to Belfast, which I love. You're going to see the wonderful Giant's Causeway, story I just told, and then hop on the wee ferry over to Scotland and learn all the things of Scotland. Go to the Isle of Skye, which is incredible. The Highlands make it so beautiful. It's absolutely incredible. This is very, very popular for people who want to go and see both Ireland and Scotland. Because when you're over there, if you've been to Ireland or Scotland before, you're not want to go. You're not going to want to leave. You're going to have the time of your life. So as I talk about, we make a difference everywhere we go. For example, in the Giant's Causeway, there was a fire at the visitor centre a few years ago, and we actually helped repair it, which we are so proud of, because, we want it to be there and for future generations to experience what we experience. Here she is, the most wonderful, magnificent property that ever was created. This is Ashford Castle. This has such a special place in my heart. I absolutely adore it. It's an 800-year-old castle. It used to be home to the Guinness family, and it's absolutely amazing. So would you believe that we actually own it? So we are a member of the Travel Corporation. And if any of you independent travel advisors have been to Ireland or know about the Ashford Castle, you know that it's absolutely spectacular. It is beyond words. I tell you, my jaw dropped when I come around that corner. So as I said, I was there many, many years ago. I used to run around it. But since we bought it, we renovated it. And it is like, so dreamy. It's a red carnation property. So that means the 82 rooms in the castle, each one is different, but also kept that unique charm. You can do falconry. You can do golfing. You can do a spa, walk the ground. It's stunning. And the fact that we offer it in one of our itineraries is absolutely amazing. Your clients can experience this and get it for one of the best prices. So I'll give you a little background. My daddy calls me the week before St. Patrick's Day and said, I want to take your mammy away next weekend. And I said, okay, Dad, now it's the week before St. Patrick's Day, so where do you want to go? I want to go to Ashford Castle. I said, Dad, you're giving me a little bit short notice and I'm sure it's going to be packed, but let me see what I can do. Call around, make a few calls, one cancellation, so I get a room for them. Call him back, said, Dad, done deal, got your room. It's going to cost you $1,700 for one night. Like me, Daddy. Oh no, Sarah, maybe we'll go another time. I'm like, yeah, maybe doing it 5 days out and before on St. Patrick's Day, not the best idea. But just to give you a wee rough estimate of that, and this trip starts at $3,300. So, they get one night in Ashford Castle, and then they still have another 10 days in beautiful Ireland, and they're also going to see the icons, go down to Killarney and meet our wonderful local host, local specialist, Linda, and she's going to talk all about the beautiful Killarney and she does a walking tour there. So they get to connect the locals too. So it's a really cool experience, and it's one of my favourite itineraries because you get to feel like royalty. Because we own it, you get an early check-in and a late check-out the next day. It's really, really something spectacular. It's so popular. It sells out so quickly all the time. It's something so amazing. And I live in New York City now. Every time I have to leave Ashford Castle, I am devastated going home to my wee apartment. And of course, if your clients want to do Scotland, we have something for them too. They can do a couple of nights in Edinburgh, up in the Highlands, and over to Glasgow. Also, my favourite time to travel in Scotland, just a wee note, is during the time there's a military tattoo on, which is in a couple of weeks in August every year. It is a spine-chilling, fantastic experience. Runs for a couple of weeks every year, as I said, in August. Hundreds of bagpipers come perform in front of the beautiful Edinburgh Castle, and it's so unique and so special. So I always say, if your clients want to go to Scotland in August, try and get them on this trip here. With Brendan, we are guaranteed they will have tickets to the military tattoo when they travel with us through this particular time on a guided vacation. So it's a really, really cool experience. And a new one we have this year is our fabulous shamrocks and leprechauns. Look at that little spudgy cutie pie just there is chilling with his wee pot of gold. So this is a fabulous new experience we have, and we're so excited about this. It's a wonderful itinerary. So they're going to get to do north of Ireland, south of Ireland. They're going to go to the west coast and do a Be My Guest experience. And they're going to chase little leprechauns. Oh my goodness, they'll go and actually meet the last leprechaun whisperer, McKilcha. I went to meet McKilcha recently. He told me, Sarah, it's like the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy. If you don't believe, you won't see the little folk. So it's a really cool experience, but also there's something for the older ones in the family. Like they can go and do archery up in Castle Ward. Any Game of Thrones fans out there, you know what I'm talking about. So you actually get up and experience this, because Game of Thrones filmed in Northern Ireland, and it's such a cool experience as well. So there really is something for everyone on this trip. And we do any size group, right? Let's say you have some multi-generational family, you got some church, you got some golfers, anything at all. Because our expertise, knowledge of the countries of Ireland and Scotland, and we have the team on the ground in Dublin, we can make it work for them. So any size we can do that. So again, thank you for watching this week. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, reach out. And I hope you have a fabulous day. A big Gareva Mila Maya God, which means thank you, and I'll see you soon.